What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Mo Flips. You already know what it is. So, hey, I get this question a lot, right? And basically, the question is, or the statement goes, I can't sell cars. Why is my car not selling? Um, etc., etc. There's only a couple main things that stop cars from selling. Because obviously, cars are selling. The question is, why are my cars not selling? So, one of the main things is your price. Okay. So I used to hate this statement where it was, the profit is made at the purchase. And I still kind of hate that statement, but it's true. If you bought this car right here that we're looking at, I think this thing's got like 300,000 miles on it, right? So if you bought this car for $1,000 and you're trying to sell it for $4,000, you have $3,000 of wiggle room. Now, this car was listed 16 hours ago. Who knows how long it's going to take to sell it? And I don't really necessarily care about that car. We're looking at anything just for something to be on camera. Um, it's your price. Number one, it's usually going to be your price. If you're one of these people that want to, hit it out of the park every single time, then you're just going to be one of these people. I have a Dodge Challenger with like 180,000 miles on my lot, right? We're trying to get 5,500 for it. We're getting hits on it, but no one's really coming out to look at it. We're in it for, let's just say, 3 grand. We could drop that price to 4,500, 4,900, 3,900, right? We could drop it to 4 grand and not negotiate and still make 1,000 on it, right? And that car would sell super fast. So the price is always going to be what it does. Have you ever seen, like, remember when we were car flippers and we didn't have a car license and someone put that good deal up on Facebook and you're like, oh my God, I got to get there right away? Because you know, as well as I do, a good priced car is going to sell in hours, right? So you're trying to get there, you're trying to get it. What brought you there? The price. Number two, I hate to say this, shiny shit sells. So three S's, man. Shiny shit sells. I've had a car that looked like crap, but ran great. It absolutely ran great. I got absolutely no love on that car, right? I had another car that actually had a motor knock, and I disclosed it, but it was a beautiful car, and it still ran and drove. It just had a lower end motor knock, and it was just starting. But you can hear it. It was definitely there, though. How long the motor would last, I don't know. But it was so crazy because everyone that came wanted that car with the motor knock because shiny shit sells. It was beautiful, it was detailed, it was everything. I ended up selling that car before I sold the reliable car. It's a crazy world we live in where someone would rather have this beautiful piece of shit sitting in their driveway as opposed to this reliable car that could get them to and from work or whatever it is they're doing. So in that scenario, what I ended up doing was just paying to get the other car painted and pressure washed the interior, took out the seats, pressure washed them, made them look really nice, put it back in, and the car sold the following week. Not really a big deal. So those are your two main ones. And of course, it comes down to, does the car run? And in Florida, you safety is always number one, but for us, we need to have air conditioning, right? It's very hard to sell a car in Florida without air conditioning. So, just make sure the car, when they go there, it presents well. And for those of you guys and gals that are, photoshopping your ads, and so I just bought the Samsung, the S24 Ultra, probably one of the best cameras on the market. I had the 15 Pro Max. I go back and forth between Apple and Samsung all the time. Um, I'll say that I tend to like the Samsung photos a little bit better, but I don't like them for taking cars. I actually downloaded another app. I think it was called Open Camera. It's a free app, Open Camera, for my Samsung. And this way I can dumb down my pictures. I put it at almost the lowest quality because what was happening was I was taking pictures of cars that were really nice. And because of the way the software is for the camera, to make it look so vivid, it made it look like every single car had ceramic gloss on it. It made it look amazing, right? So when people were coming to look at these cars, excuse me, they're expecting this beautiful glossy car, etc., etc. And you set the expectation so high that when they get there, they're already let down. So what I'm starting to do now, excuse me, is take pictures of the cars with this dumbed down setting, so it looks good, but it doesn't look so good. It looks better in person. So the person looked at the car, they looked at the pictures, they're like, okay, yeah, I like it, I'll go look at it. Now when they come here, I set the expectation low. When they see the car in real life, it's like, oh wow, it looks better in person than it does in the pictures. That's what you want, because now you're heading in the right direction, right? So you what I forget what that saying is called, but it's where you you promise less but you provide more, right? That's not the actual saying, but that's what I'm getting at. You know, I mean, this car, you could tell, has tire shine on it. It's looking really good. They got it cleaned up, of course. It looks like an Econo paint job. You see how Econo's like one of those $400 paint jobs. You see how there's no reflection on the back of it, or it's like very dull. So this car looks like it was probably just sprayed at the $400 of paint jobs that we get here in Florida. But anyway, you know, you want to, in my opinion, make it look worse than it actually is. I'm not saying put garbage in it, but, you know, try to dumb down your photos a little bit. And that's my 3 tips for why your cars are not selling. Reevaluate your price. Number 1, reevaluate your price. Back to that Charger. You know, I've had it sitting on the lot for probably about 2 months now. Still trying to get 55 for it. And the truth is, you know, I probably would have sold it already if I put it up for 45 or 39. And for me personally, if I make 500, it's okay. If I make 1,000, I'm doing good. If I make anything over 1,500, I'm really, really happy. Especially on a car that only costs, you know, $3,000, right? So if I'm buying a $15,000 truck, I usually want to get, or a $15,000 car, I should say. I don't really buy lots of trucks. If I spent 10 to 15 on a truck, I want to make minimum of $3,000, right? I don't know if you guys remember the older videos. I always try to get 20%, minimum 20% return on my investment. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. And just to put that, you know, back to the Charger, it's a $3,000 Charger, 20% is $600, and I would be happy with that. Send it down the road, get into the next one, because there's no shortage, regardless of what you hear. There's no shortage of cars running through the auction. It's just you need to be there and you need to do all your inspections on all the cars. We just bought, excuse me, we just bought 4 or 5 cars last Tuesday. So, you know, to say that they're not out there, it's just not true. You just have to work a little bit harder, guys. Just got to work a little bit harder. Anyway, I hope this helps you guys out. I'll catch you on the next one.